Hey art friends, in this video we're learning how to draw a jungle house full of animals. Here's a quick preview of how our drawings turned out at the very end. I hope you're really excited to follow along with me. I especially love this drawing because it has so many details. We have a bunch of animals and a really cool background. We're using our pencil first to get the main shapes of our jungle house and also the animals. Then we'll use our black marker to add the details, the lines, and then we'll use our alcohol-based markers to color in our drawings. But you can use whatever you have, like colored pencils or even crayons. Don't worry about making your drawing look exactly like mine. The most important thing is to have fun and practice. All right, let's get started. Let's start with our pencil and draw the main shapes of our house, our tree house. Let's start by drawing a square in the middle of our paper. So we got the letter L for the left and the bottom side. Then we're gonna draw an upside down L for the top and the right side. Then let's draw a triangle on top. We can draw a guide point directly in the middle above the square so that we know where to draw the diagonal line to the point right here in the middle. And you can also turn your paper sideways if it makes it a little easier to draw. Now let's add a few more details to our house. I'm going to draw a roof. On top we'll draw another diagonal line, and then one coming down on the other side too. Then we can draw a straight line across. There's the roof. Then we can also draw the base. Let's extend the sides out on the bottom. Then we can draw a short line down on both sides and then connect those two lines together. If I ever go too fast, remember you can pause the video for more time. You can also pause if you want to add extra details. You can change your drawings. You don't have to draw exactly like me. Okay, now let's draw the trunk of the jungle tree that our tree house is in. We're gonna draw, draw two lines coming down, and I'm getting wider towards the bottom. Then we can also draw the ground right here. Now let's also draw branches coming out of the top or the side of our tree house. I'm going to draw one branch here. We can draw two curves coming out, and then that branch could go into the leaves. Then let's draw another branch coming out over here. We can draw another part to the branch coming down, and then let's draw curving out to the side, and then back into the house. Then let's also draw a little curve on the top for the branch going into those leaves. Okay, now for the top of our tree, let's draw even more leaves. I'm gonna draw a popcorn or a cloud line going around the top and coming down into our tree house, our jungle house. And then let's draw that same kind of popcorn line going around the other side to match. There's the main shapes for our jungle house. Now let's add the shapes for our animals. Let's draw a circle right here. This could be a bear. Even though bears aren't really in the jungle, we're gonna draw all kinds of animals. So let's draw a circle or an oval shape, and also made it a little wider, so anytime you have extra lines, you can switch to your eraser and just erase them so that you don't get confused later when we're using our markers. Okay, this is for our bear. We could also put little ears sticking out of the left and also the right side. And then let's draw a line coming down from the bear's head for the door. Yeah. Then we could also draw circles for our bear's front paws. And then we could draw the body coming down on each side. There's our first animal. Now let's draw a monkey hanging onto the side of our tree house. Or we can draw a circle for the head, just like we did for the bear. Then for this one, we're gonna draw bigger ears for the monkey. And we're gonna overlap in front of the house. And then we could draw an arm coming out and hanging onto the house. And the body will just draw a little curve connecting into the bottom of the house. And we could draw a little line here and the tail. Let's draw it curving up and out. Then we can connect those two lines together. There's our little monkey. And we'll add the faces when we switch to our marker. This is just for the main shapes so that we get the right size. Okay, now let's draw a tiger down here. We're gonna repeat the same. Make all of our animals look like they go together. We're gonna draw that same circle shape, and then we can draw more pointy ears for our tiger. And then for the body, let's draw it curving down and then back up. Looks like the letter J. Then we can draw another leg, or letter U for the other leg. And then we'll draw a curve coming down to keep it simple for the back of our tiger. Let's add an elephant over here. This one could be bigger, since elephants are usually the biggest. And then let's draw the trunk coming out. We'll draw a little curve here, and then let's draw another curve that's bigger right below it, and then we can connect those two lines together for the trunk. Then for the ears, we'll have them coming out, curving around, and then back in, and then we can do the same over here for a big elephant ear. Let's change the elephant ear a little. We'll draw it coming in, curving down like this, so it looks a little different. And let's do the same thing over here. Now for the body, let's do the same thing we did for the tiger, but bigger. Here's our first elephant leg, and then we can draw another letter U for the other leg, and then we'll draw the body just coming down and connecting to the ground. That was really fun. We got all of the main shapes for our animals and also the jungle house and tree. Let's put our pencil off to the side and switch to our marker. Let's start with our bear right in the middle. We'll add the nose first, and then we can draw the mouth. We'll draw a line coming down, and then we can draw a smile underneath. Then let's draw the eyes. We'll draw a circle on each side, and we can also draw a little highlight and color in the big circle. And this part will go a lot faster since we're just tracing over stuff that we've already drawn. Now let's trace over the top of our little bear's head and the ears, and then finish the head by tracing around the bottom of that circle. Yeah. Then for the hands, we'll trace over those, or the paws, and the body. Yeah, there's our first animal. Now let's do our monkey next. I'm gonna draw a different nose, just an oval. Then we can draw a smile for the mouth, the eyes. And then let's do the same thing. We'll leave a little white highlight in each eye. Now for the ears, let's first trace over the circle for the head. Then we can trace over the ears. Now let's do the arm, and we can add two little, I'm going to connect it right here. Then we can add two little lines for the fingers. Okay, now let's draw the body curving up and connecting to the tree, and then we can finish the tail. There's our monkey. Now before we draw the tiger and also the elephant, let's add plants down here, some jungle plants. We'll start right here at the bottom. I'm going to draw a straight line, and then we can draw leaves coming out and curving back down. I'm going to add another one, and then let's add even more. We can add two coming out this way too. And then let's add one more in the middle. There we go. That looks like a jungle plant. Now, we could add a smaller one over here. I'm going to draw it right in front of our tiger. And then we can also add one over here in front of our elephant. Now let's draw our tiger. Let's draw the face first. We can draw the oval and the mouth. I'm going to draw two letter U's. Then we can draw the eyes. And also, let's do the same thing we did for the bear. Trace over the top of the head, then the ears, then the bottom of the head. Let's draw the legs and the back of the body. Oh, and let's add 2 toe lines for each paw. Okay, now let's do our elephant. First, let's draw the trunk. We're going to draw it curving over and then curving back. Then we can add the eyes. And for the trunk, we could add a little wrinkle just above the trunk. Now let's trace over the circle for the head and the ears. I'm going to trace over the top and then come in for the bottom and then back into the head. And then we'll match this side. Yeah. Now for the body and the legs, we can trace over the pencil lines and the back of the elephant. And for our elephant, let's draw 2 upside down letter U's for the little toenails. Let's add one more animal, even though we didn't draw it with our pencil. Let's add a bird. I'm going to draw it right here. We'll draw an upside down letter U. Then right here we can draw the wing. So we draw a curve down and then back up. Then we can draw the belly curving and then leave a little space there. Then we can add the tail sticking out the back, an eye, and a beak. Yeah, that looks awesome. All right, now we're ready to work on our jungle house. Let's trace over the pencil for the side of the house. And then instead of tracing over this line, let's add a little detail or a window right above our bear. I'm going to draw a circle. Then we can draw the door, the sides of the door, and then the roof. We'll just trace over the pencil lines again. And also the base of our jungle house. And make sure that you go behind the paws and also the monkey hand. Yeah, that looks awesome. Okay, now let's draw the trunk coming down, and we'll go behind the jungle plant down here at the bottom, and then also behind the elephant's ears. Now for the ground, let's go behind the tiger paws and the plant over here, and also behind the elephant's feet. This drawing is really fun. There's so many details. I hope you're having a lot of fun too. Remember, it's okay if your drawings don't look exactly like mine. Just have fun and practice. Also, I hope you take time to change your drawings. You really can add as many things as you want. Okay, let's finish up by drawing the branches and also the tree. We'll fast forward this part because we're just tracing over the pencil lines that we've already drawn. All right, I finished going around the top of the tree. I also added a few more plants behind the animals, but now we're ready to color it. This part will fast forward, but at the end you can pause the video if you want to use my drawing as inspiration for yours. Also, you can add even more things in the background, like more plants or even vines coming down from the tree. Before you color, switch to your eraser and erase any of the guidelines you can still see. We did it, we finished coloring our drawings. That took us a little while since we have more details and we filled up our page. I hope you'll take time to color your drawings too. You can use my drawing as inspiration, or you can color yours any way you want. I added vines and also extra leaves, but you could add even more animals. That would make your drawing even cooler. And I hope you had a lot of fun drawing with me, and we'll see you later, art friends. Goodbye.